make it better? Can you see me? It's dark. Let's see. A little bit better. Oh my goodness. It's like a crazy day. It still feels like it's full moon energy, even though it's not. Oh, it's not full moon energy, but it feels like it's full moon energy. And let's see what else is going on over here. Okay. Because we had the full moon. So first of all, hi everybody. I'm so happy to be back with you. I feel like, for some reason, I feel like last week seems so far away. Like last week, I feel like that was forever ago. So I want to say, like, I know right now we're coming into the place of tomorrow. Everybody is thinking about tomorrow, right? Because if you haven't noticed, tomorrow is 2/22/22. It's a lot of twos tomorrow. It's a lot of twos, and there's a lot of energy because a day like this doesn't happen all the time, right? It doesn't happen every day that we get like 1/1, like we'll never get a 01, right? And so we might get a 3, and we'll never get a 3/3, you know, there's no March 33rd. So this is a big day, and it's a huge amount of energy. And one of the things I got to tell you, my phone has been ringing off the hook today with people who are like, all kind of people are like, we need readings, and we're freaking out, and all kinds of stuff. And I would just tell you, just like, just calm the F down. Because everyone is, you know, we've been talking for a long time about this big awakening, right? We've been talking about people who, like so many more people, are waking up to there is higher energy. There is more than just this, you know, 3D world that we can feel. There's so much more available to us, around us and above us. There's so much more. And we've been talking about all through this time of COVID how people are waking up and they're feeling like, oh, I get it, there's more, blah, blah. And other people are like, they're like completely coming unglued because now they're like, their dead grandmother is talking to them, or they're seeing spirits or angels, or the trees are talking, and people are just flipping out. Which, okay, I get it. It's, I mean, you know, I talk to the trees and the angels and the animals and the, you know, my grandmother. And for me, it's not so weird, but I know for a lot of people, and I know when it was first happening to me, it was like definitely completely weird. And you do have this like, blah, you know. And so tomorrow, I really feel like is this, it's not the culmination, okay? We are not done, but we are on the climb. It's like you can hear the tick, tick, tick of the roller coaster track in your head. It's going, you know, you climb up, tick, 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 tick. And that ticking sound when you're climbing up the top of the hill of the roller coaster, especially if you're not in the front car, right? You're not exactly sure when you get to the top. And even if you're not in the, like if you're in the front car, you know when you get to the top, and now you have to wait for all the other cars to get to that point to like, right? And so we're in that place right now where we're just tick, 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 tick up. And tomorrow, I think, is going to just be this amazing, amazing day. And so the thing I want to start with, truly that I want to start with today, is opening your heart. Opening your heart and allowing the blessings and the miracles and the wonder of tomorrow to come into. So we have passed the full moon, right? And we talk all the time about how the full moon, we like ride, you know, the energy up, like with the Ferris wheel, we ride all the way up to the full moon, and then we, you know, can look around and see what's going on, and then we can come down as we're coming down to the new moon. And this is where we are. We're coming down to the new moon. We're going to see that in about another week. We're going to be in that new moon energy. But so we're coming down. This is the time that we have said, all right, I see where I am for this cycle. I see what's going on. And hopefully you've taken a look around, and that now I see what I need to do, where I need to shift, what I need to do, create, so that when I come back down to this new moon cycle, I'm where I want to be. But so where I want to give you today, as far as tomorrow, because it really is a once in a, I don't know, it's not once in a century. I guess maybe it is once in a century. Hey, Isabel. that I really want to, because that would be like a math thing that I would have to figure that out, and that's not going to happen today. So what I want to give you is about opening your heart to the universe and to the messages and to the guidance and to the magic. Because here's the thing, with so many people that are opening up and that are having these awakenings, these spiritual awakenings, and they understand that there's more and there's bigger and there's spirit and there's power and there's energy in our loved ones and spirit animals and the whole shebang, right? The more people that are waking up, fantastic, right? The energy, the collective awareness of humanity is rising. The love, the compassion is rising at the same time. So is the bullshit. Okay, and you've probably noticed this, so is the bullshit. The bullshit meters are rising, and we're seeing more like, I don't want to say, shaman is not the word I want, like snake oil salesmen. We are seeing more trickery. We're seeing shams, people that are like scammers. That's what I'm looking for. It's the scammers, right? We're seeing more people who are like, oh, you have to, pay me thousands of dollars to get this, energetic hamster off your back. I mean, just a bunch of baloney. And so it's not that I don't believe in dark energy. It's not that I don't believe we have things that get attached to us. I think that we are seeing so many people who are waking up and they're just like, like my kids, where we live in Central Florida, we live near Universal Studio. And one of my kids loves to go to Halloween Horror Nights. He likes to be scared. And my other kid is like, oh, hell no. And I'm in that camp. I'm in oh, hell no camp. Because if I had to go to Halloween Horror Nights, I'd be like this. Like every little peep of a mouse would have me on the edge. And that's what we're seeing with people who are waking up right now. They are just like every little peep of a mouse, a cricket, a bird, a lizard makes a crackle in a leaf and outside, and they are just, sure, it's a bear, right? And so we have all of these people who are waking up and they are so on edge. And then you add into it COVID and the Ukraine and Russia and, the rise of white nationalism and all of this polarity in this country at least, and in other countries. And you add all this stuff in and people are like on their hair nerve. And now they are ripe, especially newly awakened empaths or energy seekers or newly awakened people who understand there's a larger world, a larger universes that are out there. And now we have these, snake oil salesmen who are just picking off people right, left, and center. Give me lots of money and I will fix you, save you, put you on the right path. I will get these things off of you. And people are buying into it, that they have all of this stuff. And I'm going to tell you, you might maybe have some stuff, but start with love. Start with compassion. Start with getting quiet within yourself. Start with allowing love to come into you. Start with allowing yourself to reach up and connect with your own higher guidance and welcome that in. Welcome in your loving guides, because there is no other kind. Welcome in your loved ones in spirit, because again, there is no other kind. You may have somebody who was an ass to you in this life, and when they get to the other side, they'll come through to a medium as an ass so that we can identify who we're talking to. But at the end of that, it is love. Because when they get on the other side, they understand they have to come through who they were so that we can recognize who they are. But when they shed that and they say, okay, you got me now, here's what I came to say. Now, some people can still be assy. Maybe they don't want to talk, and that's okay. And that's not really an assy thing. If they don't want to talk, they don't want to talk. But they come through because they love us. They're not coming through to be like, no loved one has ever come through because they're trying to rehash some bullshit or some grudge or whatever. The energy is high today because I am feeling it feisty and mouthy. I'm sorry for my language today. I try not to be so salty. But that nobody is coming through to be like, I told you, that has never happened. And so when we have our loved ones come through, they may come through spicy or salty or frowny or assy because they want us to understand who they are. But once that connection has been made and that identity has been established, they're into the, I'm sorry, I love you, I see what's going on with you, here's the advice I can give you. So there isn't something on the other side that's be like, I'll smack you up, right? That's just not, I don't know, why did I just say that? Oh my gosh. Somebody is, pulling the strings today. So sit, because we are when we have so many more people that are awakening right now, they are so ripe and so at risk of these scammers to, try and pull their strings. I hear you, pulling the strings. And so what we want to do is we want to wrap those people with, thank you, Ellie. We want to try to be honest and tell it like it is. What we want to do is we want to wrap those people with love, and we want to teach them to connect with love, right? Heart is the biggest muscle. We save the universe with love, not with war. We save the universe. We save each other with love. Hi, Kathy. We save that. We establish a connection with love. When I sit down to make a connection with somebody, I am making a connection from the heart. I say, I love spirit. I love myself. I love this person sitting in front of me. How can I help them? How can we work together to help them? We come from a place of love because there's no other way to do it. If you are coming from a place of selfishness or greed or manipulation, that is not the person's loved one that you are going to connect with. Can you connect with dark energy? Yeah, sure, absolutely. But that has no power. People always ask me, well, how do you protect yourself? I'm like, it just has no power here because I don't bite into it. I don't feed it. I don't acknowledge it. I don't engage with it. I literally had somebody call me today. Some guy called me on a video call, which doesn't normally happen because that's very unusual that somebody would call me on a video call. People usually will call me and then ask permission to do video. But this was some kind of I don't know if it was through WhatsApp or what, but somebody called me and was like, hey, I saw your ad. And I thought, maybe if you were single and looking for a new friend. I'm like, I am neither of those things. I mean, okay, I'm always looking for new friends, but that usually comes from meeting somebody through a friend or through one of you amazing people or a client or something like that. I'm like, you don't just randomly call me and ask me if I'm single and if I'm interested in talking to you. And it's crazy because it's the second or third time it's happened really with an intense focus over I get people that, message all the time, but this was 2 or 3 people that were having this intense focus. I'm like, okay, energy is high. I get that we're coming off that full moon, but energy is high. And I don't do a lot with astrology, but I know that in this time, there has been a real conjunction of 3 big planets that are going on that is really stirring stuff up. And so I know that because so many more people are waking up, there are all of these other people on the other side who are I can take advantage of some stuff here. I can get in there with some empaths and I can get them to lull and follow this sense of security, and they can fall in love with me and give me all their money. Because so often somebody calls me and they're like, oh well, I've given thousands of dollars to have blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh gosh. And I want to collectively apologize for the fact that these people have been duped and bilked out of their money and all of these things. But this is because we're having so much awakening. And so the thing that is happening is we have this, rising tide, where I work with the manatees, where we protect the manatees. One of the big things that's a big issue for us is erosion. And because of erosion, the water levels go down. And because we're not having the same amount of rain that we would normally have, the water levels go down. And because of that, there's not enough room for the manatees. And so we want to have the water levels go up. We want to protect from the erosion. We want to make sure we have enough room for the manatees. All of these things. And so more water level, higher water level, the more room for manatees. And I feel like it's the same thing. I know that was an odd segue, but I feel like it's the same thing. The more the energy is going up, the more room for all of us there is in this higher vibration. At the same time, there's more room for these these nefarious, less than honorable people who are coming in underneath going, look at that. It's like Jaws, right? You're swimming and Jaws comes along and goes, blink, right? It's a lot of strange analogies today. But there's these less than honorable people who are not working in the light energy, people who are not light bringers. They're coming along underneath of it and they're like, look at our path, blink, blink. Okay, and they're pulling on these people. They're pulling on those heartstrings. They're pulling on the vulnerability of feeling like a newly awakened person, thinking I don't know, what am I supposed to be doing? And that overwhelm of just waking up makes people very vulnerable. And so here's what you do. Here's where you can come in. Because you all, if you're here, you're either just waking up or you're someone who's been here because you're awake and you understand that we are the light bringers. We are the light carriers, right? It's like the folks with the Olympics of the torch. Somebody has to carry that torch, right? And all the other people will go with them. And so they're shining the light for everyone to have a positive experience. They're shining a light for everyone, and they put that Olympic torch where everyone can see it, so everyone can have that experience and benefit from that light and be part of that community. And that's what we are. We are all carrying the torch for the other people. And so we are leading with love so that the other people can come in and say, this is a safe space. Look at all the manatees. Look at all the awakened empaths and the awakened people that are floating around in this lots of room. There's all this water. And that there's a lifeguard, because we become the lifeguards. We become the person that says, no, don't get sucked into that person. That's not a healthy relationship. No, don't get sucked into that manipulation. You don't need to give that person $5,000 to get some sort of spiritual hickama-jickama off of your, no, I don't know what that is. Get that off of your, because usually it's oogity-boogity, right? To get some sort of spiritual oogity-boogity off of you. You don't need to do these things. And so it becomes our job to lead with love and to be the light carriers for the others who are coming with us, who are coming behind us, who are seeing our light, and they're saying, what is that over there? I feel very pulled to go and be part of that community. I don't even know what it is, but I need to be part of that because that feels right, familiar, and safe for me. And as they're going along the little path to get to where we are, here are these people that are the snake oil salesmen and the scammers and stuff. And so our job is not just to look out for us. It is for us to look out for the collective and spread the love and share what we have learned with others. And so here's where I want to bring this all back to tomorrow, right? 2/22/22. This is a really big day. But this day is about love. This day tomorrow is about love. We want to guard our energy, right? Because we know that that full moon energy is coming down, and we know that there's this huge, powerful conjunction of the planets. And don't ask me what they are because I don't remember. But we want to lead with love. And so tomorrow, I want to encourage you to reach out to others. People who are like you. People who are not like you. People you feel like have a connection. Don't look at politics. Just look at soul recognition. Looking at soul recognition. How can I connect with that person? Maybe she doesn't believe or he doesn't believe everything that I believe. That is okay. You're never going to meet somebody who believes every single thing that you believe the same exact way, because how freaking boring would that be? But looking at who and how you can connect with another person from a position of love and compassion. Choose somebody different from you. Hold the door open. Come from a place of the heart, because the thing that tomorrow is going to show us is the power of love, right? All of these people that are waking up, they are looking for some kind of a sign that they have allowed themselves to be moved into a safe place. They are coming to try and trust Spirit and to welcome Spirit into their lives and to be more open to the powers of the universe. And they desperately need somebody to come along and say, I see you. I hear you. I love you. You are safe. You are loved. The universe has got your back. Because there are so many loud voices out there to tell us, you're in danger, girl, right? I love that Whoopi Goldberg line. I know it's not my best Whoopi Goldberg impression, not like I have a better one. But we are the light bringers and we are the love warriors. We bring love and light, because truly when our humanity can learn to lead from love, we will save the planet. We will save our earth. We will save our societies when we can learn to lead from love. But it takes somebody to lead the way. And so when you have a day like 2/22/22, because I look at the twos, and when you put two twos together, you know what you get? You get the heart. All of these twos, it's about the heart. It is so much tomorrow about where am I going? What am I doing? How can I help take others with me along the way? How can I lead from a place of love? How can I assure all of these other new empaths, newly awakened spiritual beings coming into awareness from their human body that they are okay, and that trusting the universe and leading from love is the smart play. It is the right way. It is the only way. It's not about power or greed or money. It's about love. It's always about love. And so as you move into tomorrow, it's going to be a lot of energy, and it may bring up emotions for you. It may bring up things that you need to process. It may bring up things that you need to release. You may bring up people you need to call and say, hey, I know things maybe are tough with us right now, but I love you. I just want you to know that. And maybe I'm not even trying to like rebuild a relationship or, reconnect, or I'm not trying to open up a door if that is a toxic door. But you can send love energy. You don't have to connect physically with that person. You can send love energy and just send love their way. Send love out in every direction you possibly can. Because this is the thing for tomorrow. We're going to feel this powerful vibration tomorrow. Revel in it. Because so often when there's something big going on in the universe, people are like, and I'm the other way. Now, I'm not saying run into the street and be, in a danger space. But I am saying when the universe is trying to shake things up, welcome it. Welcome it. Because, reconstruction is not always easy, right? We know this, right? We know from the Civil War, if you've ever had breast stuff done, or you've had your life shook apart or you've built a house. Reconstruction is messy. It's painful. It's not easy. It's time consuming. It takes way more time than we expect it to. But in the end. And so the thing I want you to remember tomorrow is the twos, right? Because can you see it? There's the bottom part, like it goes, right? The twos, they make the hearts. And there's not the right, I want to say it's not the right number. It's not the same number. Because you have 2 for February, and then you have 22, so there's an extra 2 over here. These 2 twos are going to make a heart, right? And then you have the 2 for the 2022, it's going to go with that February one, and then you've got the 22 at the end. So it's all balance. The universe loves balance. So our job is to take our little heart, our part of the 2, and go find someone else's and connect. Okay? Find someone else and connect. So if there's somebody you've been meaning to reach out to, somebody you've been meaning to show compassion or love to, including self, take some time. Allow Spirit to guide your words. Because it could be just as simple as saying, I just wanted you to know I was thinking about you today. I just wanted you to know I'm sending some love your way. That's it. It doesn't have to be a lot. You don't have to get embroiled in a whole thing if you don't want to. But maybe there's that person that you've been thinking about and been meaning to call and reaching out to. I'm telling you, tomorrow is the day of love. We talk about February 14th. It's Valentine's Day. Tomorrow. This once in a century where we're going to have 222, 222. It's palindrome, it's numbers, it's all the 4, all the 2s, and all the 2s add up. They make a heart. They make love. They are making this cosmic sign that says, spread love, not war. And I find it to be so incredibly powerful that this is happening right as we're watching what is happening with Ukraine and with Russia. And I don't profess to know what's going to happen there. But imagine how much our world could be a different place if we could lead from a place of love. Now, unfortunately, the old white guys that lead, most of the countries on earth didn't get to that position because they were loving. They, come from a place of power and greed and all of that. And so as we are growing and nurturing the next generations, the people who will lead after we are not in those positions, like I'm in my 50s, so the people who are leading now are in their 30s to 60s, 30s to 70s, right? The next generation of kids, my kids who are in their 20s, they're going to be the people that are going to lead the people who are in their 15s to, their teens to 20s now, teens to 20s, maybe teens to 30s. Teaching them to lead with love. Imagine what that does a generation from now. Imagine what that does to our society when we have leaders that lead with compassion and love and not greed and power. And so I'm telling you, as you move through the time, the next 48 hours, really, because energy is not on-off, right? We talk about this a lot. It's not like a light switch. So as you're moving through this energy, as it goes into that 222, 22, 22 time, and as it comes out of the 222, 222 time, allow yourself to be bathed in the beauty of the warmth, of the love of the universe, and that reminder constantly that the universe has your back and that you are the light bringer for somebody. Even if you're brand new, you're just waking up and you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, you are still a light bringer for somebody else. live into that. Allow that to fill you up, that you are the light bringer for somebody else. Even if the two of you are walking around going, I don't know, I don't know. It's okay, because you're still shining a light for somebody. And we know that when I have a light and I share my light with you, it's brighter for everyone. It does not diminish my light in the slightest. When I share my light with you, it is brighter for everyone. And that is what tomorrow is about. Ah! Woo! Gave myself a little hot flash. All right. Let's see what is going on out there in the world. Today I feel like we're going to go back to the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Oracle card deck for a couple of cards, and then we're going to move into the Colette Baron Reid Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Ooh, already some jumpies. We're going to put those to the side. All right. I feel like I'm all out of breath. I do want to say, please follow me on Medium. I get the silliness of the Medium on Medium, but Medium is a writing platform. It's a fantastic place for writers to share thoughts about everything. I mean, everything. Even Obama writes on Medium. And I have a page on Medium. It is another place where I can share my journal, my blog, new blog posts coming. I know I've been, kind of quiet on that for a while, but please follow me on Medium. It is Dworkin-Smith.medium. It's free, and you help me a lot. I want to be able to keep my platform there, but they've got some new rule that says I need 100 followers. So the last I checked, we were at 78, 79. So if it's within your, ability, and I appreciate it so much, just Dworkin-Smith.medium. Follow me on Medium, because they've given me to the end of the month to get to 100 followers. Otherwise, they're going to shift my blog, and I want to be able to communicate. And what I like about the blog on Medium, I keep my blog is originally hosted on my website at SherryDworkinsmith.com, but I feel like that is a little bit, it's not as edgy. I feel like when I'm on, I will edit it a little bit to put it on Medium. I can be a little bit more, because it's more of a broad platform, I can be a little bit more honest. I can be a little bit more edgy there. And so I feel like my truest thoughts really come through there. Although it's a lot of overlap. I really do try and post both places because I want it to be easy for people to find me wherever it works for them. But I do tend to be a little bit more, cutting edge, or there's a whole lot of people on Medium in the metaphysical world, and so I feel like I can speak more freely, whereas on my personal website I think I kind of have to keep it more clean, or not clean, but mainstream, so when people are finding me on my website, they're like not scared. So please do follow me on Medium. Again, it's SherryDworkinsmith.medium. There is no hyphen in my name there, and I appreciate so much because I want to be able to continue communicating with you in so many ways. So I am grateful. All right, so we start with Star Mother, who is reminding us about self-care, who reminds us about caring for each other. I love this card because she always just really reminds me. I mean, I know it's she's Mother Mary, but she just always reminds me of like the blue fairy, I know from Pinocchio, the blue fairy, but she just reminds me of somebody who just is so much about kindness and love and compassion, and that's really what she's about, the Star Mother. And so this is for us to be reminded to be good to ourselves and to be good to those around us, that kindness matters. And as we're coming into tomorrow, that certainly is the message, right? Kindness matters. All right, so then we also have this protection card. It says calling back your power, cutting the cords, soul retrieval. And this is so much about what we're talking about. It's just knowing that you have this protection around you. You are not alone. You absolutely are not alone. We are always protected, and that we have this power, especially on a day like tomorrow where it is all about the love. Self-love, self-care always comes to the top of the list, okay? I know we're talking a lot about having compassion and love for others, but please make sure you're putting your own self-care at the top of the list. And this is our reminder that you have that control, that no matter what is going on in the universe, humans have free will, that we can call back our energy, we can cut cords, we can say, I want this person in my life, I don't want this person in my life, that we have control over that. So many people who are in the new waking up people are like, I'm out of control. I'm like, no, you're not. You have so much more control than you think that you do. But we get confused by people telling us, well, you need to fall into the light and you need to talk with your angels and all of those things are wonderful. But let's not forget that we have solidarity in our lives, and we have that humans have free will is one of the greatest gifts that the Creator gave us. So align your life. Align your life. This was the other one of the jumper cards. Remember that as you are having this reconstruction or coming from this place of love, that this is a great opportunity for you to be able to say, what do I want? And this is the big part of the journey from the full moon down to the new moon, right? What is it I want? We ask ourselves as we're leaving that full moon, as we're coming into the new moon, what am I trying to do? Where am I going? What is it that I want? Because if we're not paying attention to that, the universe is going to vague. It is very much like, I saw this great meme, I thought it was so brilliant. It says, think about when you ask the universe for something, think about it like you're talking to Alexa or Siri. Because if you're vague with your core request to them, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Or you might end up with like directions to, Sheboygan. So, we have to be clear and concise when we talk to the universe. And as we put together those pieces and we align our life, this is a big part of it, is what do you really want? And how are you clearly asking for it from the universe? Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to say clearly and boldly what you want. Because especially I find with women, they get so raised, in our generation, they're so raised, and women who are, my age and older, they're so raised to be polite, be quiet, just don't make waves. Stop that! Ask for what you want. Say what you want. It is okay to say what you want. And you don't have to be mad about it. My husband and I, we had, oh my gosh, we had such a day last week. We went to Lou Gardens, this beautiful botanical gardens here in Central Florida. They were doing such a fun thing called Dragons and Fairies. And it is a little live action, like theatrical production where you walk through the gardens and there's actors and fairies and dragons and stuff. It was absolutely adorable, absolutely charming and adorable and not expensive. And it was just lovely. And it was just a fun evening, the whole thing's an hour, and it was just such a joy to like walk through these beautiful botanical gardens and enjoy the little story and watch the little kids. And was it age appropriate for us? No, but who cared? It was fairies and dragons. It was fantastic. So charming. If you have little ones especially, definitely go. Wear comfortable shoes. But as we arrived, we had a few minutes, and we were kind of in the lobby of the garden where they had some toss across games and little places you could take pictures, and they had a little stand. And he was like, oh, do you want a glass of wine? Do you want a pretzel? Whatever. I was like, yeah, I do. And then my husband's like, oh no, I don't want anything. Like after he had said he wanted something, and we literally walked over there, and then they rang the bell. They're like, okay, it's time to round up to start your walk. And he's like, oh, forget it. And I was like, well, I still want a glass of wine and a pretzel. And he's like, no. And I looked at him and I started to go with him. And I was like, and I was like, wait a minute, I still want a glass of wine and a pretzel, for crying out loud. If he doesn't want it, that's fine, but I'm going to get me a glass of wine and a pretzel. I'm a grown woman with a debit card and 9 legs, and I'm going to go get that. And it was just such a reminder that we have the ability to give up our autonomy so quickly. Ask for what you want. Say it clear, say it concisely. Ask the universe as if it was Alexa or Siri. Ask for what you want. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because the universe 110,000% has your back. Ask for what you want. And so here's this question. This is, so here's this last card from the Rebecca Campbell deck, is the Akasha, right? We have the Akasha, the Akashic Records. This is the energy field that surrounds us. And it literally says, your guidance is divinely guided, which means that the thing that you want, the universe is trying to bring it to you, but they have to know what you want in the first place, which means ask for what you want. And know that what you are asking for is being divinely guided, which means they're waiting on the edge of their seat to help you get it. But A, you have to get engaged, and B, they have to know what you're talking about. Ask for what you want. Hi, Sarah Jane. Okay, so we're going to shift gears to the other card deck I wanted to tap into today, because I always ask Spirit, which cards do we want to talk with today? So we're going to shift over to Colette Baron Reed's Wisdom of the Oracle deck. I have been really enjoying these cards. They're just beautiful, and their energy is just lovely. And so we're going to move over to that. And then Sarah Jane, we will do some cards as well for people. So hang in there with me. Hang in there. All right. So we're just going to do a couple Colette Baron read cards, and this is Come to the Edge. Come to the Edge. And 36, the card number is 36, and 3 and 6 is 9. So we know that we are protected when we come to the edge. Even if it's the end of a chapter, the end of a cycle, we know that we are protected when we come to that edge. Because you know that famous quote, it says, when you come to the edge of all that you know, one of two things are going to happen. Either you're going to be taught how to fly, or there will be something firm for you to stand on. And I promise you that that will always be the same. That will always be the truth. Claudette says, I can't follow the site Medium to follow you. Make sure you're spelling my name right, because that's not easy. It should be Sherry Dworkin-Smith .medium. Let me see if I can type it in the chat. And thank you, Claudette, so much. Sherry Dworkin. Let me see if I can make it a link. Dworkin-Smith .medium. Did that work? Oh, maybe it needs to be .com. Hang on a second. Hold on. Oh, please stand by. This is where we need Robin. Because it should pop up a link. There it is. There's a link for you. There's a link for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, because I am so excited to be able to get up to 100 people. So yay, Claudette, thank you so much. Okay, so then the next card is card number 42. So 4 and 2 is 6, is chop wood, which means do the work. Do the work. And so this is what we were talking about earlier, about having, you know, our job as light bringers is to share that light, right? We share that light. And so as we come into tomorrow, remember, tomorrow is all about that love and the compassion. And so part of the work that we do is not just about bettering ourselves. Yes, we need to do that work. We're always trying to be the best ourselves. We're always trying to be a better you, a better me. Like every day, try and get up and be like, I'm going to try and be better than I was yesterday. We are not comparing ourselves to anybody else. Okay? It is not about anybody else's journey. Nobody else is wearing your shoes. Nobody else is paying your bills. Nobody else gets a vote. This is your race. Stay in your lane. However, every day I wake up and I say, ask Spirit. I say, Spirit, show me how I can be better today than I was yesterday. Spirit, show me what I need to know today so that I can move more things and help more people in the world. How can I be better today than I was yesterday? And so this is our job. We are not getting up and sitting on the couch and going, okay, whatever's going to happen to me, I'm just going to let it happen because whatever is just going to drop on my head and I have no control anyway. Because that is the lie that negative energy and negative people want us to believe. And people who are trying to control us and keep us out of moving into the light. And the truth of it is so much that we have so much more autonomy and so much more free will, but we have to be willing to get in the game. Get in the game. And so as we move into tomorrow, the energy, truly I want to say to you, open your heart to Spirit. Get clear about what you want and ask the universe for it and share your light with others. That is the work. That is the chop wood for where we are right now. All right, Sarah Jane. We're going to pull a card for Miss Sarah Jane. Okay. What does Sarah Jane needs to know? Regeneration. Sarah Jane, you are in a time of rebirth. And this is card 46. Woo, it's jumpy too. This is card 46. So 4 and 6 is 10. So you're at the end of a chapter. It is time for you to shift gears and allow yourself to be reborn. This is regeneration. Hey, this is the opportunity for you to be reborn. And as we were just talking about earlier about the reconstruction, the time that we're in, sometimes you have to break stuff down to be able to make it over in a better way. Okay, so this is important. That so for you, where you are is about regeneration, allowing yourself to be shown the door because a new one will open. Okay, allow yourself to see the open door, walk through it, walk through it. All right, Michelle. Michelle, happy Michelle, happy Michelle. So this is card 26, so 2 and 6 is 8. So things are coming into more of a focus for you. Things are coming into more of an alignment. I feel like you're getting a better grip on what's going on with you and where you want to go, and getting a better understanding of what to ask the universe for next. This is happy. You're going on the right direction, and you're moving in the right. You're on the right track, and you're moving in the right direction. So stay the course. Keep your heart open, which is everything we were talking about for what's coming tomorrow. Is keep our heart open and know that we're already in that that energy, because remember, energy is not turning on and off like a light switch. So we're already coming into that 222 energy. Okay, so just welcome it. I'm going to pull one more card just for the collective good, and this is building blocks. And again, we have 28, so 2 and 8 is 10. So we're seeing for a lot of this an ending of a cycle and that opening opportunity for a new cycle to begin. And so we have this building blocks, which everything that we have learned and experienced up until now is the fuel for us to move forward in our building blocks. Everything that we've experienced is the fuel for us to be able to move forward in a new, more positive, more blessed way. So everything, and we talked about this before with reconstruction, that you have to build, break stuff down, you have to tear it apart to be able to rebuild it back up. And so this is where we all are right now. We're using what we have learned and what we have experienced. We're using this for those building blocks, because so many of these 10 numbers are coming up. Even as tomorrow isn't a 10, we're coming into this completion to allow for the new beginnings. So we come to that finish line. We come to this finish line, but we're never finished. Because my friend Ellie on Instagram makes a great point. Isn't number 1 a new beginning? It absolutely is. So we get into 10, it's not like you cross the finish line and go, okay, done. No, we cross the finish line and we step into the next place. We step into the next adventure. So it's the same place that finish line of 10 is also the starting point of 1. It is absolutely. So when I have, one of the things I love about, it's in the fall. So I talk, regularly about the fact that I am Jewish. Oh, Pressy, we're going to block you. Look at you. We're going to block you right now. So I love when spammers show up, because then we can just block you right away. And I really appreciate that Facebook allows me to block people immediately. Bye-bye. Look at you. You're gone. Isn't that fun? Oh, it's so much fun. So that way we don't have to have spammers around here. So sorry for anybody that got contacted by Pressy, but I love that we can do that so quickly. So thank you very much to Facebook for changing those settings to give us more control there. So thank you. Shalom to you, my friend. Because I think Ellie and I would share this in common. And so when we get around into the fall, we have the Jewish New Year, and then there's other holidays that come. And one of my favorite holidays that comes toward the end of that time of the year is Simchat Torah, which is the end of the Torah, but it's a misnomer. So we dance with the Torahs, the big scrolls that hold the 5 books of Moses, the Old Testament basically, and they're beautiful, decorative robes that they wear, the scrolls, and they're all handmade and they're heavy, and we dance and we celebrate reaching the end of the Torah. However, the minute we finish, and so often they open up the Torah scroll end to end, and these things are like half a football field. I mean, truly, a Torah scroll can be like 50 yards long. And so you open it up and you have somebody who reads the end, the very last line of the Bible, the very last line of your Torah, of the book of Deuteronomy. And then either they run back around to the front, or they have somebody else at the other end who is right in the beginning, and they immediately start reading right from the beginning. In the beginning, God created the earth. We know how the Bible starts, right? And they read it again, because that finish line is also the starting line, always, because we're never not in the Torah. And for more universal, we're never not on some new path or some new adventure. So just because you may have finished a chapter, you are absolutely right next to taking your first step on a new adventure. So we're seeing a lot of the 10s and 9s of people coming to the ends of chapters, but being able to step off into those new adventures. And I'm going to go back to this card that we had before of coming to the edge, of knowing when you come to the edge of that end of that journey, the next journey is right about to start. I'm not sure what that means, Ellie. My birthday's in December, but I'm hoping that that's supposed to say so funny, because otherwise it's a little confused about that comment. So, all right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm so grateful for all of you spending some time with me today, and I'm so grateful for you to follow me on Medium, Dworkin-Smith.medium.com, and I am so grateful for you to be able to help me to get to 100, to be able to continue sharing some things there as well. I look forward to seeing you Thursday for meditation, right back here at 7 o'clock. And then to see you next. That's a much better, Allie, that's much better. And to see you right back here next Monday for more cards, more energy, more sharing. And I'm so happy for you all to have been able to join me today. And I thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great and blessed weekend. And hopefully I'll see you on Thursday for meditation. Mwah! Bye now. Hi, Valencia.